Hello everyone, this is Kiran Edupuganti from ARS Automation channel. Uh, Today I'm going to cover a topic which relates to the accessibility evaluation that comes under tools, solutions and technologies category. Uh, with this, let's move ahead. So before getting in detail, who is have not gone through my channel, I wanted to give a brief overview, and then I'll move on to the topic that I have planned today. So I started this channel with the name reWireByAutomation, and primarily focused on four key objectives. So one is the category that I have framed is tools, solutions, and technologies. So where I'm going to cover the latest updates across the technology, specifically on the test automation side or testing side or any other the tools which are involving part of our day-to-day uh, test process or methodologies. And the next, the objective is empowering the workforce. So I have the 2 decades plus of experience, and based on that, I wanted to give uh, uh, my experience that I have gained so far, so that it may be helpful to the new entrants who is entering into the IT field, or else who is trying to switch from uh, functional to the automation side. Basically, I'll cover so what are the areas the workforce can focus so that it will be a fruitful journey in the day-to-day life. The third key objective is management strategies, because I have also experience in this particular area where I'll give my thoughts on the problems that we encounter day to day the project deliveries. This is purely based on my experience gained out of 2 decades, and based on the certain problem segments, what is the best that we can adapt so that we can overcome, and in future also we should not be in a position to encounter such kind of issues. That's the main goal. The fourth thing is the trends. So not only uh, whatever the experience we have, but as on today, we need to go as per the trends that are happening in the technology era. So I am doing from my end, doing analysis, and what are the best that we can adapt, that can suit to the our day-to-day activities enhancement, and what are the new things that we can adapt so that at the end it will create a delivery value. So that's the reason I have added this objective. So these are the four objects that I have out of my channel named as at reWireByAutomation, and I also call it as a base tech support column. And quickly let me watch the channels that I have. One is reWireByAutomation.medium.com. So if you go to this particular page, you will find the stories that I have published so far. So I started 4 months back, and based on my time availability, and so slowly I am publishing my stories. Okay, this is about the medium blogging. Similar kind of copies are available in my LinkedIn profile as well, and yeah, YouTube also. If you go to the YouTube/reWireByAutomation, you will find my channel. See this one. So this is the channel that we have. So we have the playlists are available for automation side, and then we have accessibility side, some videos, and Selenium Manager where I have gone through this particular topic and published, and mainly empowering the workforce. Here, if you see here, the podcast, you find uh, the videos are available, finding the best fit related to the workforce that I have created. So useful, the videos are available. It's a continuous journey, so I'm not going to stop it. Where whenever I get time, I'm going to create a story, a short story, and I'll append a short session so that it will be helpful to the audiences who is following me and who is trying to view my channel. Okay, there are plenty of useful videos are available. Uh, you can go through when you get time based on your interest. Okay, let's switch over to the today's topic. So here we are, and so this is the about the accessibility landscape. It has many things, but we need to mm, find the path where it can suit to the our line, so that we can dig more into that one, and we can adapt the tools and solutions as applicable. Okay, keeping that in view, I came up with this particular session, uh, which is a the third session in this line. So I'll just quickly, give you a view on the preview that I have, the program that I have given a few weeks back. You can see, so this is the area where is, wanted to, the start accessibility. First, they should know the fundamentals, what exactly the concepts. So once the people knows about the fundamental concepts, so the next part is WCAG guidelines. So I have given overview on this particular the program 2 weeks back, and I have given overview on WCAG guidelines framework, and so you can go through my story, and you can see what it is. Now today, uh, as a follow-up session, I'm going to cover approaching methods, evaluation tools, and integrate automation. So I'll give overview on these three topics, and unfortunately, in the automation side, we do not have any open source, so I'm not in a position to cover this one, because I tried to get, but at the end I landed upon it needs a the license, commercial license, where I could not make it possible. Okay, but I can give overview, and you may take it forward in case if your organization is following specific tool, then you are a good candidate to start the automation. You can leverage the existing automation, and you can integrate that particular component. So there are few points that I'm going to cover out of these three blocks, so that you can start your journey, or if you're already started, it may be useful. Okay, so at the last, I'm going to cover mobile web and mobile app as well, because there are certain solutions, commercial solutions, they came up with accessibility as well for the mobile apps. So in the last session, I'm going to cover that one as well. Not today, might be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, so now let's move ahead. So these are the two sessions that I have covered the stories. One is the glimpse accessibility evaluation. The second one is WCAG, the framework view. So if you go to the medium blogging, then you will find out those stories. Here I have given WCAG framework view, and previous to that one, glimpse accessibility evolution. So always I'm following a one pipeline process. So if it is a single topic, only single. But if it is a multiple topics, so I'm linking each the story. So whoever is the following, just follow the sequence, so that it will be useful. I'm not giving anything randomly. Suppose if I'm taking one particular, for example, I've taken accessibility. Okay, accessibility has kind of 4 or 5 sessions. So I'm delivering each session as one particular story. So in the second story, I'm linking the previous story, and so that you can follow the sequence. So it's a link. I'm not going to give any the random or any short information. The information that I'm going to give is going to be valid, and it's a sequential. Okay. And there are a few things that I'm going to cover with respect to the AI as well, how best we can use AI assistants. I have shortlisted a few, and in my future sessions I'm going to cover those. Okay. So there are a couple of plans that I'm going to cover in the next quarter. Okay, just keep watch my channel. Okay, let's switch over to the today's session. So far we have covered these two part of the accessibility landscape. So this is the one that I'm going to cover today, and it will give the base, and so that from this one you can take it forward. Definitely, it add value to your journey. So that is approach and methods, and tools also I'm going to cover. So let's start. First, let's go with the approach. Okay. So here in this approach, I'm thinking at an enterprise level. I'm not thinking at in particular, QA activity. But this particular approach, I came up with the top-down approach. So of course, if you're engineer, if you're you may not be in a position to involve that activities purely. It is the COE people or the managers, senior managers who are, they may that is this kind of the thought process may be useful. So because we have to bring the sequence in the approach so that you can connect where I'm going to drive it. Okay. So here is my approach. So how we can adapt the accessibility, and how best we can adapt, and how best we can deliver our the project. So the product I'm talking about, I'm not talking about any project. I'm talking about a product in generic terms. Okay. The first one is the enterprise. Enterprise means a kind of the organization. So first we need to see, suppose organization is providing certain products. For example, a Microsoft or Oracle or some other kind of, these are all product-based organizations. So suppose I have a one product where I'm delivering the solutions for the e-commerce platform. Okay. So that's my organization. So if I'm developing certain products, so it is spread across my enterprise. It might be a 10 or 5 or 6 or 4. Okay, irrespective of the number of products, I should have a one kind of a clear objective which supports the enterprise business. Okay, so that's why I'm focusing on the first step is the focusing on business and objectives. Okay, what exactly it is. Okay, so once you are clear on that one, the strategy. Okay, for example, what are the objectives that I have? So, okay, my objective is, okay, my product should adhere to the accessibility standards. That's my objective. Or else my product should adhere to the security standards. Okay, that's my objective, because that supports my business. If my products are qualitative, security, and responsive, that means definitely whatever the business that I have planned, that is going to be helpful. So that's my enterprise level. You have business objectives. Uh, and strategy, the second point is strategy, where based on those things you need to strategize those objectives. Okay, so suppose here I'm talking about the accessibility. So okay, so my objective is to follow the accessibility across my products. But okay, you have certain strategy, but what are the standards that we need to follow? what are the methodologies that we need to align. Okay, for our products we might have different methodologies, development methodologies, okay, based on the business and based on the religious and overall your business strategy, that you need to align your development methodologies. That is the second part. While you are doing that one, you need to understand, suppose if you are building this in security, okay, related security related stuff, that you need to plan it. If you are preparing for the accessibility, then you need to plan it accordingly. Accessibility related, what are the standards, so what are the guidelines, so what are the methods that I have to, and how I can inline with the methodology, organization methodology that is following across the products. These are the things that we have to cater in this particular strategy. Because you as engineers, you may not be in a position to participate in this, but your organization uh, should follow these things at a high level, and that information will flow into the ground level where exactly our QA activities will happen. Okay, in the build. So in the build stage, where once your objectives are clear, your strategy is clear, your methodology planning is clear, and you need to define the you need to design and define the the guidelines and the methods. So if any particular here we are talking about the accessibility. So as per the accessibility, you need to define the guidelines, you need to define the methods and alignment, that you need to be um, plan the product that you are working. Okay, so how that is happening, see here. So in this one, what I was talking about, the business objectives. Okay, one is product business driven objectives. So for example, in the geographical side, how the business is. Suppose I have a e-commerce platform to sell only electronic products. Okay, electronic products are majorly in the areas where the say, just an example, city areas, using the your platform for online business. So that's the area that you need to have a one. Okay, so the second one is, what is the revenue focus. So like zone of customers. So the customers are like only normal user or including the disabled. How much percent disabled persons are using your e-commerce platform? So that kind of an idea that you should have, so that you should be in a position to strategize your the products accordingly, whether the accessibility is completely or this one. So here we are talking about the enterprise business and objectives. Uh, the next point is define enterprise objectives. So here, uh, what I was talking about accessibility and security. So you need to define the objectives that are related to the accessibility or security or some other thing that you are planning which support your product. Okay, so functionality. So that is. And when coming to the strategy side and at enterprise level, so you need to, for example, you are planning for the accessibility. So you need to come up with one particular the strategy that supports your products, and you need to define the methodologies, and you need to mm, across the products. So first, the methodologies. What are the methodologies, and then whatever the objectives which are related to the accessibility side, that should be integrated with your methodologies. So that has to be covered part of this particular strategy. When coming to the build side, then you need to uh, focus on one is if you're focusing on the accessibility side, development side, what are the things that we need to care while we are doing the development of that particular product with respect to the accessibility side. That is one thing. And then in the evaluation side, at what phase we need to start, okay, and what are the guidelines conformance, what we have committed, and how we are going to meet those things, and what are the tools and solutions that we are going to adapt. Okay, there are many tools, and based on your team's due diligence, then we need to come up with a set of tools, and we need to align with our methodology in the whether it is a in the QA methodology, so that that will support to the your delivery, and at the end it will give the fully accessible of the product. Okay, so this is uh, the approach that I have the planned it for any organizations. The suppose if you have certain products, okay, so we can the start accessibility journey, and this is the approach that I have framed it. So here it started from the enterprise level, and then down to the strategy, and then down to the build. Okay, so this is the quick approach. And the next is, yeah, so this is the methodologies. So how we can here I'm not talking about any specific QA methodology, whether it is agile or waterfall methodology, but in general, so how we can align accessibility methods during our cycle. So in your the products assignments, you may have different methodologies, but you need to understand that, and identify your importance of the accessibility for the particular product. And sometimes you may have scope of flexibility to compromise on certain areas, but there are certain products fully it has to be 100% accessible. In such case, you have to have thorough you know accessibility evaluation at every phase. That way, when you come to the at the end, you will find the 100% accessible the product. Okay, now let's come to the this is a ungeneric approach that I have framed it over here, and you can align with your assignment methodologies, and you may think, okay, in that particular area this is the methodology, so I can adopt it. So here, this is the generic approach, and you can inherit this one into your core Agile or the development methodology that you have. Okay, now let's start. Okay, fine. So for every methodology or process, you have initial phase. Okay, so let it be whatever it may be, whether it is a functional testing or it's kind of high level smoke testing or some other testing that you are starting. That is the initial phase. Okay, so suppose, for example, you are in a you have started one particular you got a one new feature for particular component. So that stage is going to be the starting for the accessibility apart from your regular functional testing, that you can start it, because that is the good candidate to start for accessibility. Okay, evaluation. Okay, there is no restriction that you need to complete the one particular page or complete entire. No, you have the flexibility to start from the initial stage. Okay, so there are two things. One is in the accessibility side, static analysis, that is DOM objects analysis. The second one is the retest. Okay, so in this phase, suppose if you are using these two things and you're not adopting any kind of automation, and mm, as on today, many of the vendors are providing the extensions uh, for the browsers so that you can install it and you can start your testing from the initial stage onwards. Okay, so that itself will cover 60% of your accessibility issues. Okay, maximum the issues will come from the where HTML, the structure that it is being developed. And second one is the retest. You have screen readers, and each page that you have to navigate and see whether it is being happening or not. Okay, so reading or not. So you will come to know, combining these two, you will find out the 60% of accessibility. And then on phase. So this is the initial and on. On means okay, your testing is on, and repeatedly your functional parallel your functional testing is going on, and then you are also covering the accessibility, and you're reporting defects, and those are all happening. That's I'm calling it as a on. Okay, so where you have flexibility to integrate. Here two things. Okay, as of today, every vendor is commercial, and whatever the solutions they have is commercial based only. Okay, so here two things. Suppose your application or your organization is already using the one particular commercial tools, for example, Tosca, present Tosca, the organization is using for automation of that particular web application. In such case, you can take the leverage of that particular tool and you can automate. Or else, it is purely based on the going for the functional automation is going on the Selenium side. In such case, so you may not have open source solution for Selenium projects, but there are very specific vendors supporting the uh, open source solutions, but there are those that vendor is only commercial based. Okay, it's up to you based on the need whether you wanted to go with or not with the automation. Okay, so if at all in case if you are going with the automation side, then you may see the edge around 20% when compared to uh, the coverage is deviation is 20%. Okay, so it's all purely the based on their organization, the enterprise, the strategies and how they wanted to take it. The whoever is owning the mm, owning the QA delivery. Okay, and then in the same thing, suppose you can leverage. So suppose if you have a scope of automation, you can leverage that in your accessibility audit or evaluation. So that you can do it in the regression phase as well. And then fourth one is, so you may have after your regression you may have for your user acceptance or report, right? At the time, suppose your product is purely developing for the accessibility disabled persons. In such case, you have to have thorough. At the same time, you need to implement the automation. Definitely you should have a commercial tool as well. So the advantage of having the automation, and number of times you can execute the test suites and you can find out and different scripts that you can put it into the automation and you can test the particular page. It's up to you how you can strategize that one. That is the deeper one. So but as soon as if you're having the automation side, then you have plenty of opportunities. You can integrate in the your pipeline, or you can use it in the automate in your the pre-pod testing as well. It's up to them. They can leverage. Okay, so this is the overall that the methods, the approach, how we can align with the delivery of the QA. Okay, so one is initial stage. Once we start what, and this is the on phase during testing, and you have the regression phase as well, and you can take the advantage or key features can be tested functionally as well. Okay, manually you can test it, and then fourth phase, it's up to you, it's optional. Okay, so but uh, it's up to you how much you can the cover the accessibility, how best you can take the uh, tools capability to cover accessibility areas. Okay, so this about the acute methodology that is aligned with the product development. Okay, so this is one thing, and the next moving ahead. So in my the previous session, I have ended up at methods, right? These are the three methods: control, analysis, readability, and interactive. See here. So what I have given a brief over here, more or less, it is covering all these things. Okay. So for example, control sense DOM analysis. This is DOM analysis means it is going to cover these things. I have given in the previous session four principles. So one is P means perceivable, O means operable, U means understandable, R means robust. So it has to cover whatever the extension rule that we are using is covers all these four principles. Okay, and then at the same time, it will meet the tool they have developed. It will meet the success criteria of that particular guideline. Okay, and then here the what are the entities that you have, if you see, if you practically, if you are starting, right, so single page you can do it, or else transaction flow. Suppose you have a uh, your application has e-commerce application, for example Amazon. So what we are doing is we are logging in, that is one page, and we are going to the searching the products, and we are adding to the checkout, and we are entering into the checkout page and completing the necessary operations, and then we are proceeding to the order process where we are giving the payment information, and then we are completing the order, that is confirmation page, and then we are submitting the order, and then we are landing on the order successful page. So like that, this is, we call it as a transaction flow. So in this transaction flow, based on that particular application business, you may have 4 to 6 or 4 to 10 pages. It's depends on the length of the transaction. So you can complete one flow. While you are doing that one, you need to complete the analysis, DOM analysis of each page, and at the same time, you can complete the screen reader test, where it will give uh, um, reading the particular objects, and if it is not reading, then it will show. So that's the thing, and then that is called as a transaction flow, and then specific components. Also, suppose you are running in your Azure methods, and one particular component is developed on particular page, and you can learn that particular page, and you can just mouse over on that one, it can read it, or you can do the particular component analysis as well, or else entire page analysis you can do it. And dialogues, suppose uh, based on your application, you may pop up with certain dialogues. Those dialogues are to be analyzed only when, if you keep active that particular dialogue, and then your tool will do analysis of that page, and at the same time your screen reader also will do. Okay, that's about the DOM analysis. And then coming to the readability and the interactive navigation, these two are interrelated. While doing this particular one, you need to cover this one, readability standards. Focused means you are doing the navigations you are doing with the keyboard. So while you are entering the keyboard, for example, see here how this one is visible, so that it is visible to the disabled, visible mm, visible disabled, whoever is having the vision impaired. They also have suppose I have a very less uh, visibility. In such case, I should be in a position to recognize this one. See here. Oh, this is one example. If I am mousing over here in the bottom, so if it is not mousing here in this one, then uh, it is not meeting the standards. Then you can say, the defect saying it is not meeting the standards. Okay, and then so this is about the navigation standards and interactive standards, and we are going to cover the entities: default page read, tab read, and navigation sequence focused on specific multi-layered controls and modal dialects evaluation. These are the things that we are going to cover part of this particular readability and navigation analysis. So this is about the overview on the classification that I have mentioned over here. You take any vendor, more or less they are covering these things only in a different terminology. But bottom line, the activities are related to this one only. Okay. So what are the tools that we are going to, so these are all, examples only. There are a number of tools are available, but majorly, I have experience from this one, and I have used these tools, primarily Wave and ARC and browsers stack. This is web. Recently it is released. Even other cloud solutions also, mobile cloud solutions also, we are seeing accessibility. Okay, but as an example, I have the mention more here. In the next section, I'm going to cover mobile web and mobile app accessibility tools related. In this session, I'm going to cover only on website. So evaluation tail, these are the web browser extensions, okay, which covers the mainly DOM analysis. Okay, missing all attribute, no label controls, empty link controls, and missing head levels, no script. ARIA issues. ARIA means specific attributes assigned to the each element. ARIA means accessible rich internet application. About that's the mm, abbreviation we have. So these particular, the labels that will be readable by the uh, accessible. There are various equipments are available apart from the laptop, regular laptop. There are digital accessible equipments are available. So those equipments will use these areas, labels, and read HTML controls. That way, it is helpful. Now, let me switch over to the view so that you will understand what exactly I am talking over here. If you see here, Chrome extensions, you need to go. I think you know how to go. So I'm on extensions. Wave I have given. See, this is the one. So it has. So if I click on this one, see it has 5 lakh users. Okay. So you need to download, and it will be added to the here. So you need to here. So I have already downloaded unit. You need to pin it, then only it is available here. Otherwise, you cannot access it. If you click on this one, extensions, you will find out. Okay, see here I have pinned it. So that's why it is available on that particular pane. Okay, so where is that one? Yeah, this one I have pinned it. Or else you need to unpin it, then it will not be available here. Okay, now I have one application here, one demo application. This is the one. Okay. Now I have to click on Wave. I'm just giving you a quick demo. After installation of the extension, okay, this one. So it is already, when you launch, it is already did analysis. This one. Okay. For example, see here. After analysis, you have these errors. One is 7 errors, contrast errors, contrast errors, and alerts and features, areas, and substructure elements are available. So I'm just giving an example. This one. So here it is giving this is the error. So if at all, if you wanted to give the this one, so some it is giving error. What is that error? Missing form label. So you can copy this particular HTML code and give that one. Yeah, it is missing the form label, so that your developer can understand and they will fix it. Okay. So like that, each element you need to copy and give it to the developer for fixing. Okay, these are the issues. This is the sample application that I have. So we are saying the errors. Suppose, for example, interlink. So this is the one. It is automatically, see this is the one here, highlighting here in this one. There are the four controls are available. If you open here, see here, these four has the issue sum. So that's why it is highlighting over here. So like this, you have contrast error means color related. See here, there are 10. So in the accessibility, contrasts are also very critical errors because it will directly impact the uh, vision impaired users. So if they are not able to see the particular text on the application, then it is a compliance issue, accessibility compliance issue. If you see here, some control is hiding here and it is not appearing in the front. So that's why in this one, that's why it is giving the errors here. So that has to be clear or this control to be removed from this one. Okay. So some blank they have given related to the login component. They have given something and they need to fix it. Like this, other contrast related. See here, password related. Okay, if you see here it is giving this some color over here that is not clearly visible. So these are the things that has to be the given to the developer so that they will fix it. So this about the wave. Like that, if you wanted to close this one, you just again click on this one. So it will go away. Again, suppose I am talking about series of transaction flow, right? In, so I have entered into the this particular page. Now what I have to do? I want analysis on this page. Again, you click on this one. So it has given so many errors. See here, 7 errors, 11 contrast errors, so alerts. First, primarily, you need to focus on these errors and contrast errors. Okay. After that one, you need to highlight, hey, these alerts are coming. Can you check? Sometimes, they may ask to ignore, based on their design standards, they ask to ignore or they will fix it. It's up to them. And if you are uh, sure that one it is totally deviating the guideline, then you can showcase and that particular guideline and you can give the inputs so that accordingly it will be taken for the fix. Okay, so these kind of things, if particular error not being accepted by the developer, then your next point is to go to the WCAG guidelines which I given earlier and find out the specific guideline and then point to the respective stakeholders and get it fixed. Okay, so that's how it is. So now I have completed analysis on this one. Now, so like that, your transactions you can follow based on your application business flow. Okay, so this is one extension tool. There are other. Suppose you can open the developer tools. So you can inspect on element and you will be entering on the this particular developer tools. One second. Okay, here you can see there are other three tools that I'm going to overview. One is Axe Dev Tools, browser accessibility toolkit, that is browser stack which I have shown you over here. This one, and this is the Axe Dev Tools, and this is the ARS toolkit. That majorly these are the four. These three are related to the web. Okay, and this is the recently launched and it will support web browser as well as the mobile apps as well. There are other cloud solutions as well I'm going to cover in the next session. Okay, so these are the three extensions, four extensions we have. I'm closing this one. Okay, you can launch. Uh, so what are the tools? It's depends. Organization, every organization follows certain tools. So if those tools are falling within this one, then you are good to start with this one. Or else they have implemented different tools or different extensions. You can use it. But majorly, if you can find out here, I've shown you. See, 5 lakhs users. Suppose if I give ARS Tool Kit on this one, you will see 30,000 users. And hmm, here it is 3 lakh. So it's up to them, and your particular COA team might have done some kind of analysis, and they came up with the certain tools. So you may adapt those tools, and you can. But bottom line, every extension follows the DOM analysis as per the standards, but the way of developing, I mean, the architecture of the extensions and way of using the extension is different. Okay, so that's about the evaluation tools and browser stack accessibility also. So they have integrated this into their mobile platform, and that will be, you know, uh, application is launched in the mobile, um, their cloud platform, and web browser is open, and where application is launched, and this particular extension will be useful over there and perform the DOM analysis. So again, I'm telling you, these are the the examples that I have experienced and presented over here. Okay, but bottom line, you have to do your due diligence and shortlist. You may use it and align with your methodology. The next part is screen reader. Okay, so interaction, read and interaction analysis at DOM objects. It is HTML objects. These are the two prominent tools that are available in the market. This is complete open source, and this is the commercial. Okay, and I wanted to tell over here one point. NVDA is the tool developed by the visually impaired people. Okay, so you can go through that this particular NVDA Access website, and you'll come to know the success story of uh, two people joined together and developed this tool, and supported by other organizations for this screen readers. Like explicitly, it is powered by the Microsoft as well. Okay, there's a good success story behind this one. Okay, so JAWS is the commercial tool. This is also good, but it is a commercial, and it has its own user base. Okay, for screen reading, reading the applications. Okay, so component level, what it does exactly. So component level readability, page level readability, tab read, modal dialog readability. While you are doing that one, you will come to know the other different things. While we are doing, we will also do testing on element focus visibility check, because we are doing the tab, right? The moment when you tab, it is landing on the particular control, right? So whether it is giving the proper focus or not, that also we are going to check. Elements operations via keys. So particular element is operating with the keys or not. Suppose you have your focus is on one particular the button. when you press on the enter, it should open one dialog. Okay, so with mouse it is opening, but the moment when you press the enter, if it is not opening, then it is an issue. Okay, that we call it as a accessibility issue, and the thing will fix it. And then page level elements navigation sequence. So in this one, we need to understand, suppose you have a web page here. Okay, your navigation in your left to right, not right to left, always left to right. Okay, that sequence that you need to ensure. I'll show you this one. So this will be NV access, right? So I have this one, NVDA is there, install is there. Okay. See here.
Welcome to NVDA. Okay. Orange HRM document. Table. Username added blank.
So it is
Toolbar. Address and search. Bookmark this tab button. Or password. Login button. My company visit. Orange HRM. Orange Irene Lang. Orange HRM Inc. link. Orange HRM Inc. visited link.
the tab sequence of this one.
Toolbar. View. Address. Book. Table. Autofill list expanded. Orange HRM document. Table. Password edit. Login button.
Even login, it is not focused. It is not ready.
My company visited link.
Couple of issues are there.
Show.
Here you can see.
Tools menu. Braille. Speech viewer. Orange visited link. My company branding.
So it is reading and printing over here.
Login. Username. Password. Admin 123. Password.
So it is not reading.
Login.
Okay.
Forgot your password. Orange HRM. Orange HRM OS5. Orange HRM Inc. Visited linked.
Visitor link it is coming because it is not properly tagged behind that. That's why visitor link. Otherwise, it should link LinkedIn. Okay. So
Orange HRM link.
HRM link. It is
Orange Irene Lang equals N link. Orange HRM Inc. link. Orange HRM. Toolbar. View. Address. Bookmark this. Table. Username edit has autocomplete blank. Password edit protected blank. Login button.
So
Orange Irene logo.
there is no
Login.
proper focus for
My company visited link. Show. NV. Exit. MCFE. Okay.
So that's how we use screen reader. Okay, let me access screen reader. NV access. Non-visible desktop access NVDA. These two are the people who initially started this particular the product. These two. Okay. So it is powered by this one, these four organizations. Now that's about the DOM objects analysis for screen reader test. Okay, so in the accessibility, not only DOM analysis, at the same time we need to consider of screen readers. Okay, non-visible digital access, and then JAWS, job access with speech. Okay, automation improve. So I have started automation of this one, thinking that initially it is a purely uh, completely open source, but when I am landing on the extensive script, then it is not allowing. When I contacted this Deque support team, and they revealed that one, this is going to be a commercial license, after this one, they told. Okay, but they have given extensive the documentation in case if your organization is following this particular access dev tools, then you have flexibility to add uh, the automation in case if you have license. Otherwise, you can use um, you can take the advantage of XDev tools that will give the 50 to 60 accessibility issues coverage. Okay, so that's support. Suppose in case you have, so you have certain, you can integrate those libraries. Suppose if you're JavaScript or Python based or Java, they have libraries and like other um, components that you are integrating. So like that you can integrating. It will be available in the Maven compilers. So you can take that information from the ambient repository and you can integrate it. That's about the accessibility. And I have gone through the sites of these two. I understood that one. They have capability for the automation, but that is based on the API side. These two are purely commercial based tools. Okay, so these are not free solution, but they're all commercial. We need to pay something and we need to use certain API related stuff so that it will be uh, automated, that you can integrate with your mm, pipeline. But how dull, they are not given any in details. So as soon as you get that information, and the commercial license, you will get all the information. Okay. So here I've just given, this is my analysis based on my read on different vendors and different blogs. I'm just come to a conclusion where by using the extensions, you may reach 50 to 60%. With the support of automation, you may cross up to the 80% of accessibility. Okay. So here, when coming to the automation side, suppose your application is being automated by the one commercial tool. So if they support accessibility, you can leverage that one. That is one way. Or else your application having the open source automation suite and you are using the access tools, you can leverage that one. And the third option is in case, okay, you are using the uh, Selenium, but you are not using this one. Either of the one you are using. So you don't want to go with the automation side. You will be landing on the accessibility, which more or less will satisfy your application. Okay. Suppose if it is a consumer based application, that can satisfy. Suppose your application is purely being run by the disabled people. In such case, you have to have a thorough testing, as I said in the previous slides. Okay. So overall conclusion I would say is it is a subject to the product applicability. There is existing commercial automation solutions which are already in place. You are using the Tosca for your, for example, Tosca, I'm telling you, or else Microfox's UFT or some other commercial tools, for example, Test Complete. Okay, you are using as on today for your applications automation. In your, good to start accessibility. You can leverage. Exactly, you don't need to develop anything. The scripts are available, only you need to integrate the accessibility checks. Okay. And also every script you don't need to, but there is a certain strategy behind that. That also we can optimize and how best we can take the advantage and leverage of existing test suite. It's not necessary that you need to keep your accessibility libraries to the every test case. You find out certain case and which covers the your entire transaction or your certain new feature. you can pick and you can add, and separately you can execute same suit. You can use it wherever you want. Yeah, there are certain automation strategies that we can follow. Okay, so that's about the automation in brief, and I'm not able to show because these are all commercial based. In case if you're following on these tools, you may explore and perform your due diligence, and you can go ahead with. Okay, and then when I have given, I'm going to place these links in the description of the video as well. These links, web and video, these are the when I started initially back. So I refer these videos. So I thought it may be useful to you. You may take it from. Okay. So in the next session, I'm going to cover browser stack and other mobile as well, because I'm doing certain kind of analysis on mobile based on my mobile experience. I wanted to see how best we can use existing solutions. It's not specific to the only one. No, we are using one particular web, mobile web. Definitely, they have features. You can leverage that. Okay, so and again I have not given any comparison over here. These are the tools that I have experienced and has capability to meet the accessibility requirement. In case if your organization or customer tools are following this one, then you're good to go ahead. Okay.
Wave is a
Second, please.
Welcome to Browser Stack. What is NVDA?
Sorry about that one. Okay. Yeah. So this about conclusion today. So I hope this short session is may have given kind of overview to you to start the journey in case if you are not familiar with the accessibility, and the videos that I have given the links, the starting point to start the accessibility journey. Okay, so this is derived based on these tools, and if you have any questions, you are good to reach me in the comments, or you can reach me to my uh, email. Okay. In the next session, I'm going to cover web and accessible. So you can start your journey as well in case if you are using the assignments cloud solutions, mobile cloud solutions. These are not open source. These are purely commercial solutions. Okay, thank you, team, and thanks for your time and watching this session. And we'll meet you in the next session. Thank you. Bye.